Hey, what is going on, y'all? It's your boy Rhino Man here. This is SBN, Sports Bash Nation. Alright, so we're finally into the off season. The Super Bowl's over. We're just coming off of the Senior Bowl. So it's time for Mock Draft 3.0. So the reports out there are saying that it would take a historic offer to get the number one pick, and that's pretty obvious. You know, no matter how you feel about Caleb Williams, the film doesn't lie. He has all the tools to be the next superstar quarterback in this league. And I'm sure the Bears really do like him, and I'm sure it will take a major offer to get the number one pick. Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport and Brad Biggs, they're not in Ryan Poles' inner circle. I don't think Ryan Poles has snitches around that are just feeding these guys information. I think it's much more likely that Ryan Poles is playing the game in this stuff league to get that big offer, which is what he's looking to do. I'm sure there's GMs in this league that would probably give their firstborn to get Caleb Williams. There's a big drop off from Caleb Williams to Drake May and Jaden Daniels. There's a big drop off in talent. Caleb Williams can make all the throws. I watched film of him and I'm like, damn, I wouldn't mind the Bears having him. But we do have Justin Fields, and in this mock, Washington and the Patriots, they send some big offers, but we make a trade back with the Patriots and we get picks 3, 34, and 68 in this draft, and first and third round picks next year, and the first round pick in 2026. Now that's a historic trade back. Everybody's saying we're going to take Caleb Williams, and I'm totally good with that. But like I said, nobody can speak for Ryan Poles, and he's shown he's a mastermind. I think he's just playing these reporters to juice up interest and make a move like this. In this move, we get 3 first round picks, and we get second and third round picks this year. As much as I like Caleb Williams, I would rather stack up picks, get more bodies on the field. So in this mock, at pick number 3, you already know the deal. We're taking Marvin Harrison Jr., wide receiver from Ohio State. Simply the best player in the draft. It's a special talent, and he's going to change the game for us. He's the guy that will have the Bears celebrating in New Orleans next February. Pick number 9, this draft is stacked. There's plenty of blue chip prospects available. We trade back to 13 with the Raiders, and we get picks 13, 42, and 112 this year, and a second round pick next year. So we just load up on more picks. And at 13, we take Jackson Powers Johnson, center from Oregon. He was a guy that I thought would go somewhere late in the first, maybe early in the second, a guy we could get like at 34. But after the Senior Bowl, his stock is shooting up, and here we get a plug-and-play center that we've been missing. This guy's going to be an all-pro level center from day one. He's versatile. He can play both guard positions. He dominated in college at guard in 2022. He moved to center in 2023, and he straight dominated there. He was the best offensive lineman at the Senior Bowl, where he was just lining up and dominating guys. He lined up at guard, center, and at defensive tackle at the Senior Bowl. Like I said, he dominated everywhere and everybody. Centers usually never go this high, but Jackson Powers Johnson is a rare talent, and this fortifies our offensive line. And at pick number 34, we get Darius Robinson, edge from Missouri. More beef on the line. He's a monster at 6'5", 296 pounds, and just like Jackson Powers Johnson, he was one of the big winners of the Senior Bowl. He's sound against the run and has legit 3-down potential at the next level. He has elite length and has a relentless motor when in pursuit or going after the quarterback. He's still growing as a pass rusher, but has astronomical potential. Imagine signing Danielle Hunter and drafting Darius Robinson. Our defensive line is going to be downright scary. And at pick number 42 that we got from Vegas, we get Jaden Hicks, safety from Washington State. That's another guy who's rising up the boards. He has great size, 6'3", 212 pounds, and he's well balanced in coverage and against the run. He's an excellent blitzer. He has excellent instincts. He's versatile with a good football IQ to play all across the secondary. He had an amazing game last year against Colorado where he kept Travis Hunter in check for like 4 catches, 82 yards, and he had 9 tackles and was excellent in coverage in that game. He has great ball hawking skills and is a sure tackler. There are a lot of good safety prospects in this draft, like guys I've talked about, Javon Bullard and Cole Bishop, but Hicks stock is rising and we snatch him up at 42. And at pick 68 from the Patriots, we get Patrick Paul, offensive tackle from Houston, another big body in the trenches. He's huge, 6'7", 315 pounds, so he has the prototypical size of an NFL offensive tackle. He has great length and athleticism. He projects as a swing tackle with the ability to become a full-time starter, but he's a solid pickup in the 3rd round. And at pick number 75, we get Xavier Legette, wide receiver, South Carolina, another weapon for Justin Fields. He's an explosive receiver with big time after the catch potential, and he has a huge 6'3", 227 pound frame with with great speed for his size. He's a great blocker. He had a breakout 2023 when he had 71 receptions, 1,255 yards, and 7 touchdowns as a fifth-year senior. But he really didn't do anything in college before, so there is wonder out there if he was just a one-year wonder, but he does have high upside, and I think he's a steal at 75. And at pick number 110, we select Michael Hall Jr., defensive tackle, Ohio State. Yes, we're going to keep stacking bodies in the trenches. You know the deal. He's 6'2", 290 pounds, NFL-ready frame, a strong core, good center of gravity, and an excellent foundation. He has 3-down potential with an excellent arsenal of pass-rushing moves. He's another great rotational developmental who could develop into a solid player if all the pieces come together. At pick number 112, we select Cade Stover, tight end, Ohio State. Yes, we are loading up on Buckeyes heavy in this draft, and we get our replacement for Robert Tonyan behind Cole Kmet. Stover is 6'4", 251. He might be the best pure blocker in the draft. He's still learning the tight end position. He was a linebacker before, and he played basketball. He has solid speed and athleticism, but he does need to improve on his route tree. I like the idea of drafting Stover and re-signing Mercedes Lewis to remain our third tight end, and let Stover develop under some of the best. And at pick number 122, we select Michael Pratt, quarterback Tulane. I've talked about him before. I really like him at quarterback, and I think he's going to be a real big sleeper in the draft. I think he's a guy you can draft, sit back for 2-3 years, and let him develop, similar to what Green Bay has been doing for the last 30 years. Michael Pratt has the size to be a quarterback in this league. He has tremendous accuracy, and he can develop into a starting quarterback. And as we've seen the last few years, you can lose your quarterback in an instant. You need 3 capable quarterbacks nowadays, and I like Pratt at 122. And at pick number 142, we select Max Melton, cornerback, Rutgers. One of the best press coverage corners in the draft. He's elite at jamming receivers at the line of scrimmage, big time playmaker on special teams, excellent on the outside, but he can also play in the slot. He plays bigger than his size, and he's physical enough to handle tight ends. He can be deployed anywhere in the secondary, even at safety. He does need to develop that press technique because sometimes he does get burned when jamming receivers. I love Max Melton at 142 if he falls there. So there you guys have it. We load up on draft picks and we get major draft capital for the future, which is what I think is most important. So what do you guys think? Would you trade that number 1 pick? Do you guys just want Caleb Williams? Let me know in the comments. And as always, blessings and peace.